Я святейший суверенный император АФ Деус-Ольга Александровна Путина. Я рада вас слышать, про Деус Владимир, мой зарубежный коллега и дипломатический партнер, президент Российской Федерации. Это еженедельный сверхсаммит дистанционный, дипломатические переговоры на высшем уровне, который мы проводим по четвергам. Я сейчас веду не только аудио, но и видео протоколирование того, что я говорю, поскольку вы обычно во время таких дипломатических переговоров на высшем уровне по запатентованному единолично на меня и изобретенному единолично мною новому средству связи сверхком, или по-английски супраком, вы обычно слушаете и иногда выражаете свое согласие. Поэтому по этому видеопротоколу и аудиозаписи можно будет составить полную картину того, о чем говорилось во время этих дипломатических переговоров на высшем уровне. И эти материалы будут переданы вам по официальному каналу, то есть аудио и видеозапись того, что я говорю. Я святейший суверенный император Российской Федерации Деус-Ольга Александровна Путина. Начинается саммит Великой Четверки в составе меня, святейшего суверенного императора Деус Ольги Александровны Путиной, главы суверенного государства АФ, первого ПДЛ АФ, а также подчиненного мне второго ПДЛ АФ Святого Духа со стороны возглавленной Российской Федерации, делегации с российской стороны в составе с моим дипломатическим партнером, президентом Российской Федерации Владимиром Путиным, который является великим князем, и
здравия желаю, Ваше Величество, святейший суверен, император, верховный главнокомандующий Антарктической Федерации Деус-Ольга Александровна Путина. Уже 14 часов 0 минут. Сегодня среда.
Я уже сказала, с британской стороны награжденной мной титулом святая королева Елизавета и также награжденным мной титулом святой ее наследным принцем Чарльзом. И с американской стороны награжденные мной титулом святые президентом США Дональдом Трампом и его вице-президентом Майком Пенсом.
Император, верховный главнокомандующий Антарктической Федерации Деус-Ольга Александровна Путина. Уже 14 часов 0 минут. Сегодня среда.
Me, Holy Emperor Sovereign of IF Deus.O.A.Putina, is starting this formal diplomatic highest level summit, and I have to say first that we are now 4 grade, and I have to show you, of course, this logo and motto communis, which means hand to hand. So we are now combating against nuclear terrorism, and we will pressurize against them in numerous Gs. So why it's so urgent again? Before I did speak about against terrorists, and I did say that some groups of people are suspected in order to have, they're suspected in having inclination. I mean that they don't have to do that, of course. I mean, in order to prevent this inclination of them, they are suspected and blocked. So I did not mention another groups besides one who perhaps already have this relationship with him. But other groups appeared just under suspect, that's why I did not mention them. I did separate these questions. But now I did see that it's necessary to say about it publicly, and it will be in a formal documentary. Today it will be a premiere in the evening of the documentary about the previous meeting, and the protocol about that event is already signed, and I will forward it to you shortly. So I have to say, first of all, not dangerous. It's under control, but to say first, there is a new church in Ukraine called Puppets. To your attention, it's Neville. Neville, exactly. In Russian, called Neville. So they're not Neville of the earth. It can be dangerous, and I detected the relationship. They are not government church. They are secular state. So it's not against the Ukrainian government. But I will explain why it caused this aspect. They believe they choose this wrong name for church. And one Ukrainian guy from the University of Aveiro did share the flat with the terrorist. His name is Alexander Tkach, and I do suspect that he believes he's the Neville of the world, but he is not. That's why this Neville did appear. You didn't know, of course, about that, and you are not sympathizing to them because they are not the same church, so it's not painful to you to hear that. There is no prosecution against the Ukraine nation, exactly. But it's perhaps they even don't know about that. But if they appeared about this reason, because of this reason, it can be dangerous and they should be prevented. So I have to say to you also that me, Holy Emperor Sovereign of IF, I would just say to you that I'm having the Deus title, and it means I'm Divinitatem. It means it's another name of us supranoids, so persons who have the supramind. So it's now I did patent it as another kingdom, supraquantum biological kingdom. I did patent all supraquantum biology. So and we of course have a supramind, and we are suprasapient. Those whom I do award with a sign title, they become sapient. While Homo sapiens, they are just experienced. There are two translations of the word sapiens. It's not the same as different words, so it's not the mind is named in Latin mentis. So I'm Divinitatem supra mentis, supra sapiens. You are 4 and 5. You are 5. You are 4 new now. Barnet Sankey Sergei Ivanov was awarded with this title before, and he knows about that. So you are new science. I did award with this title. You are 5 now. You are 5 Sancti Mentis Sapiens, and it means science, having mind, having conscious, and wise. While Homo sapiens, they are just human experienced, nothing else. So they don't have the mind, don't have conscious. They do not realize plenty of things, and that's said in my order I did sign formally. So it's a formal document containing this information, legally signed by myself. So we are now here 3 divinitations, 3 divinities, and 5 sanctis, signs. We are sapient, and we do combat this insapient terrorists and insapient people who we block insapient people who have inclination to cooperate with him or give him some support. They should not do this, and no one should do this. Of course. So I would say that I don't make the formal accusation. I don't express kind of facts against these puppets. But it's just a suspect that if they appear because of this reason, because of this former friendship between these two persons, and he is Ukrainian, he is Team Avera, so it's worse to say that they should not do this, should not have such a name. So exactly, they should not attempt to use it. And another another suspect is I just remarked that one person I did judge for 10 years of imprisonment. He's judged to be imprisoned for 10 years. Because it comes from his sexism. He's very severe sexist. So that's why he was present for 10 years. Tons of years, actually. He suspected to in inclination to try to use it because he would perhaps he suspected the wish to promote his career in this way. So he's from Moscow University. He is an academician. He has contacts with the colleague. He knows personally the colleague of terrorist who did write a recommendation letter to him, but he doesn't know him directly. So I do prevent now any cooperation, any collaborations between Moscow University and Dunstall. So he will not govern the world, this man Antipov, academician whom I did judge for 10 years of prison. He is judged, he have to stay in the prison now. Sure, he wouldn't come to US because he's very severe sexist. He works with ICDD, US non-profit company for database for diffraction data. But I say he's very severe sexist. He cannot survive in US. Sure, he will be in prison next day for another case. That's all what I have to say, just two suspects. I would like to, we would have to meet in person for the four-grade summit. And it would be nice to locate it, taking into account two matters. First, the geography. Second, the oldest person, not too old, but oldest person among us. So Queen Elizabeth has already 92, and perhaps we can move. We can come to not move, but come to. I mean, we can travel. We can travel easier than she. So if she would like, if she would have a, if she would be delighted to organize it, it would be nice. I mean, I would come, of course. So perhaps. Of course, we will do this. We will do this after I will forward to you all these formal documents. I'm processing them now. Today it will premiere of a previous meeting, of previous summit, diplomatic summit in with the same participants. So we will sign about the diplomatic relationship with your countries during this near this four-grade meeting. Sure. I do invite you, and of course I listen that you are willing to invite me to sign this, and we already did arrange it with a British delegation also. I would like to say to you also what I did do in the formal order I did sign about the previous meeting. I did recognize Queen Elizabeth as highest commander of 16 monarchies, and that's why I did say, even taking into account that she doesn't have an office to do the confederative government of this 16 monarchies, I do consider that she is a kind of confederative monarch. So she can do it despite the Australian government. She can remove him from there. That madman from the reactor. She can remove. I mean, that she can just order this, and that's all. I do support this. So I'm happy to see and hear that she's willing to do this. And well, it's a very urgent summit. I do believe that you perhaps have another events today. So I will be happy to see you soon at the formal diplomatic summit of this four-grade of us in near future, perhaps within 3 months, or I believe no more is necessary to organize it. Of course, for this matter, it can be even faster, I see, but we can organize. I can organize another, and we can meet another time. yes, we can speak again via padding to myself supracom. This way we are doing now. So now it's a matter of documents. I will forward it to you, and I'm not yet interacting with Interpol, but you already do. So you can then pass it to that authority, and Queen Elizabeth can just order them to move him from there to Australian police. They will do this, I'm sure. I'm sure they will do this. So there are two ways, but Queen Elizabeth will do it, I believe, much faster. Sure. We also can we also can inform Interpol, but I do believe that Australian government will not be against removing him from the reactor, and only one danger, not a danger I block it, but I already said to you that psychiatrists should not be led to this issue. Well, I already said that they are scammers. You should not see that now they are trying to intervene in the neuropsychology field, and they, despite they do have very wrong settings initially, they try to intervene in the neuropsychology field, I saw, and they try to do some analysis, blood tests. What neuropsychology do? They try to find relationships between the body and the brain of Homo sapiens. The brain and because I do not have mind, I actually will not say the psychology of them. So that's what they try to do. So yes, so psychiatrists should not try this. They just to mask, but don't let them to do this, and don't let them to this issue. They will not be poisoning any person with a poison. I did detect as a psychotropic narcotic. Exactly. I prohibited them at all in the Antarctic Federation. In Antarctic Federation I had, it's only one. I'm the most high, so in English it's possible sometimes to say they, even for the only one subject. So I already did show you this, what looks impressive against them. It's patented to myself antidote against those drugs, so they cannot suppress me, and I'm sure they cannot suppress you, and they will not try even. So they should not be led to this issue. And actually, because I did sign an order, they are scammers, they cannot say now that he's healthy. And it doesn't, it's not a matter of interest, because he displayed before the craziness. Even now he's more or less fine, he can be crazy again. So no one should ask them. That's motivation, how to say it to them, how to order it to them, and that's all. So see you shortly. Well, we will. I will forward you the documents, and perhaps we will. Yes, we will exchange with letters, formal letters, with signatures, about the future summit, with all these parts, 4 parts, and well, in 2 or 3 steps it will be done, even in 2. So yes, it can be done shortly, even within 1 month. I'm willing. So I must remark about my formal Antarctic TV. It calls Verity. It's called Verity TV. Verity TV on YouTube. You may watch. And there are already plenty of documentaries. I did say against this terrorist before, so it's already working. And the formal documentaries will appear there shortly about previous and this event. So see you soon in person in the diplomatic summit of our 4 grade. See you. Me, Holy Emperor Sovereign of HRM Deus.O.A.Putina, it's additional very brief session to the diplomatic summit. I explained to you that I did patent the supramind, and I do equip on my choice a subject to produce a divinitatem. So I will show to you now one divinitatem. His divinitatem supraratus. And his name is Judas Christ. Judas Christ. Do say it. He did say it in the previous movie. Do say it. He did say in the previous movie, so one time is enough for him. You can watch a previous movie. Yes, he did say to me, one time is enough for him. And you can listen it. So he's very important, and one time to say is enough for him. I did patent also reincarnations, and he did have the reincarnation, and he's not confused, of course, but he perhaps yes, he is not willing to communicate with Homo sapienses, because they behave not very good. So he is Jesus Christ. Yes. He did say exactly. He did say. I'm Judas. She did say. He did say well, he did say it with a supracom, of course, and sound. So it can be listened not only by our supranoids, but also by science and by Homo sapienses also. So one movie there is already there. On my formal Antarctic channel television, and it will be another one. He is now trainee at the church I had in the Headed Myself IF. It's not a secular state, the IF I had. The church is a government structure. It's Antarctic Federal Supra Church, and he is a priest. He is a future priest. He's trainee priest now. He is a future assistant priest. So it was nice to see you at this additional session, and see you on a formal diplomatic summit in person very soon. See you.